Assalamualaikum and very good morning, Mr. Rafiq.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, nice to meet you. My name is SAQINAH and this is my friend SAHIRA.
Okay.
How are you?
Fine.
Okay.
No problem. No
Alright.
COVID.
Thank you so much for your time for this interview today. Okay, first of all, I will brief on you on our interview. So, this interview will be conducted in English. There are 4 parts: your personal background, your experience as a student, your experience as a professional, and also the last part is the reflection part.
Okay.
At the end of this interview, we will need for your signature and also your official stamp as a proof for this that this interview has been conducted. Okay, so that's it for the briefing. Can we start now?
Okay. So
Okay.
what is the question?
Okay, the first question. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, your personal background?
My personal background. So I was born in Kuala Lumpur, and then I raised in lot of states, Pahang, Sabah, and then because my family moved around, and then but now I'm currently in Sungai Merak, Kajang. So it is quite near to my office here. I have 2 daughters and 1 wife, of course. Okay.
The next question is, can you tell us about your involvement as a lecturer? Like when and how it started, for how long?
Okay, so during my time in my studies, I like to teach people because I like to learn, especially involving science and mathematics. Of course, math is my passion. So when I learn in Germany, I see that the people there teach student more hands-on. So that's why I like to prefer hands-on teachings. So that's why the passion of teaching come during my study in Germany. So after I graduate, I got offered by my friend that is working in UNITEN that offer a part-time job. So I took that part-time job lah. Of course, because previously I worked in some government institute, KPTM, Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi Malaysia. There I also involved with education. So mainly because that's why lah I focusing on education. Then I see that the Malaysian education require more hands-on, so that's why I try to involve myself as a lecturer here.
Okay, I see. So, how long? Based on your CV, you have been a lecturer for 7 years, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so along that 7 years, you must have achieved something. So, would you mind share with us your proudest achievement as a lecturer?
Okay, my proudest achievement, basically because after graduate in 2013, I come back, work 3 months in ministry, and then come to UNITEN. And then of course UNITEN at that time are looking for lecturer who will be teaching diploma program. So I was chosen at that time because of course my background is Germany, more hands-on. So a diploma require more hands-on. Of course, the requirement by ETAC. And then so my proudest achievement was basically to build up the diploma program in UNITEN from the starting semester until now. It has been accredited by the ETAC.
Okay, that's a great achievement.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so for you to achieve that great achievement, there must be something that you are enthusiastic of. So what are your passion? What are you passionate about?
My passion, this question is quite tricky. Basically because I like to see that the Malaysian have more hands-on education. So ETAC basically is quite similar to Germany programs. So when I see that, so I can see that I need to involve because my passion is teaching. So when I see students have more hands-on, then I see that I have achieved what I want to do because my subject is require industrial automations, programming for engineers and something like that lah.
So my last question for the first part.
Okay.
Why did you choose to be an education field instead of another field?
Okay, there is 2 points. First, because of my passion. Another one, because I tried to work in Germany, in industrial in Germany, but at that time, I can see that it's not suitable for me because the environment is quite oily. Meaning, when I come to the industry, the smell of iron and oil quite stingy to my nose. So sometimes I can get vomit. So I try to reduce that part, and then of course due to the when I come back from Germany, the place that offered me that job is quite far. For instance, in Kuala Lumpur, so jam, and then the salary is quite low compared to lecturer. So at that time, the lecturer salary is higher, and then the loading is quite low lah for lecturer because they can pursue their projects and then teachings, and then of course the lecturer have more flexible time, working time, and of course because I choose also UNITEN because they have I can involve in engineering project, so I can also do research lah, continue my research.
Oh, okay. So that's all.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Rafiq, for the first session. We have finished the first session.
Okay.
So we will proceed to the next session, which will ask you about your experience as a student.
Hi, my name is SAHIRA.
Okay, SAHIRA.
Nice meeting you, Mr. Rafiq.
Okay.
So previously, I've got to know that you've studied in Germany for your undergrad studies.
Yes.
So can you share with us, is there any challenges that you face when you are a university student? Because we are also university students.
Oh, okay. So first, just to share you, the experience in Malaysian and Germany is quite different lah. Okay, for instance, in SPM I get 11 A's. Okay, straight A and 1 C. Okay, but C is Bahasa Arab. So when as a what we call as excellent student in Malaysia going for Germany, because Germany has a unique examination, meaning that only the final exam is counted for your grade, like similar to SPM. No assignment, no project. So the experience, first that part, meaning the examination. So even though you study totally, and then at the exam part you forget. So sometimes that what happen lah, most of the Malaysian student, because that is the first culture that they face. And then of course the language barrier. Okay, because I don't speak English there, I speak in Dutch, German. So that is also the challenges that we face, and of course the culture there is quite different lah. Meaning it's more hands-on. So normally we as a Malaysian, we like to more theoretical calculation and whatnot. So there is meaning, if even though it is hands-on, the materials is all in Germany. So you need to learn or translate it using your dictionary.
Okay, so from the problems that you face, so how do you eventually cope with it?
Okay, so this is similar to what all the foreigner do. I think in Malaysia also, we look at YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, because YouTube have in English, so we can refer to them, of course. And then because in Germany, their lifestyle is quite challenging. Sometimes it's stressful lah, because like I said, everything is depend on your final exam. So if you fail the exam, you need to repeat it again. So what we do when we fail, we go out. We go make a hobby, meet new people, travel. Of course, in Europe we can travel all the place because of the allowance given by the government.
So is there any advice from your side to university students?
First, enjoy your education, and then at the same time, don't fuss for your academic. Also enjoy lah, meaning join archery, play games, because I see that when I as a student during the final, that is the time when we play games. Because that is the time that we are stressed. That time we play Facebook games. That is because we only play that time only during the exam period. After that we forget about it, because you need to find another way to reduce your stress and try to focus on other things.
So to become a wholesome student, extracurricular activities are very important. So were you involved in any extracurricular activities when you were a student?
Yes. In Germany, I have involved in what we call as MGSS, Malaysian German Student Society. And so there we have together all the Muslim and of course all the Malaysians there to make some program lah, meaning football games just together, because there are around 1,000 students there. And then of course I also involved with some of the NGOs, Palestine program that have with Indonesian programs, with the foreigner program there. So just to make sure that you have something to do. If not, you just only focus on the academic, so that is will be waste of time lah. So you need to have more other sides instead of just academic.
From your point of view as a lecturer, is there any activities that you would like to recommend for students to join to prepare them for their future?
Okay, for that I think it depends on your patience, because in my study, during my study I also involved in photography, then some business, t-shirt business, so some entrepreneur background lah. And then of course I meet people, because I think students need to meet other people, even though it is not their area. As long as they meet people, they can, after they graduate, they can use that connection to make a better communication with other people. So for instance, I meet some people there which is now involved with KLIA, so I have more industrial communication connection. It's just not regarding the just to know them, but also can use the connection when in their future lah. Instead, I have some friend in Germany also, still communicate.
I do agree, connection is very important.
Yes, connection is very important. Networking.
Yes.
Networking.
So as you said, you studied in Germany before.
Yes.
So there must be times where things go south, especially in a foreign land, away from family. So how do you keep yourself motivated in such situation?
So in my case, I have some financial problem, whereby I've been scammed by a camera seller. So I lost about 2,000 euro, which is very, and so I need to go to the to see the judge, the lawyer and whatnot to settle that problem. So at that time, of course, I am down. My grade failed. I take about 6 subject and then only 1 pass. Pass meaning is only about C. Other than that, it's fail. So what I do at that time, I take a breather lah. So I go around the city, especially at that time it's with some winter, so just walk alone, drink chocolate milk, and then eat chocolate wafer. So I think you need to find something that can suit your mind, take you away from the problems. And of course you need friends. Of course you need a friend to share your problem and communicate with them. So I have some friend that the friend also recommend me the good lawyer to settle the problem, and then the problem settled, but it take about 1 year to settle the problem. So that's why I say you need a friend to comfort you, especially in foreign land.
Yes,
because the lawyer is in German lawyer lah. Okay.
For you to become who you are right now as a lecturer, is there any motivational quote that you hold on?
For me, I think this quote is from my time during my PMR, which is think positive. So like I said, even though I get 11 A's, there is one Bahasa Arab tinggi, which is a foreign language. So foreign language, I hate foreign language. So but then my father asked me to go to Germany. So I think, okay, think positive. Maybe there is some future there. So just go for it. So and then after that, like I said, even though my academic is not that successful, I have some fail and there because Germany, because we are as a student, so we are not comfortable with failure. So when we face with failure, that is very heartbroken. So at that time, every time I see that, I just think positive. Think positive. After that, of course, now I'm here. So think positive.
Because everything has a bright side.
Yes.
So just now we were talking about extracurricular activities, and it have a very significant impact on student skills. Is there any skills that you wish you have acquired back when you were a university student?
Meaning that I have currently acquired or not?
That you wish you had learned when you were a student.
I wish to learn about the financial management. But at that time there is no formal education about financial, so I need to learn my own, which is very hard. Like I said, I scam with 2,000 euro. 2,000 euro multiplied by 5 is around 10,000 ringgit. So and then it's a good opportunity if students able to have their own financial, meaning they know how to invest, where to invest, when to invest, especially in the current situation in PKP, RMCO.
So ever since your student times, you've gained a lot of experience.
Yes.
So how do you think the experience that you have gained help you for your career?
Basically, my experience as a student is the fundamental place where I can build up my career, because everything that I learn is very useful nowadays. Meaning I have my own, as you can see in my business card, I have my own club now, archery club and then chess club, and of course my business. It's not a business per se. It's not official. It's just that I do it as a part-time job. Meaning it's just for me to gain more entrepreneurial skills. And then of course the management skill, where I interact with people, help me as a head of program in UNITEN here. And of course my connection during my in Germany, which is my friend, also is very useful, since I have gained more knowledge that normal student can gain.
From the interview session just now, I've seen that you've gained a lot. You've gone through a lot as a student and have gained a lot of success from it. So that's for experience as a student part for this session. It's very nice to hear from you, and I hope that we can take advice from it, so that it will make us for a better student.
Yes, please take it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi sir, my name is Maria. Okay, so just now we have heard about you. Your experience as a student. So we would like to know more about your experience as a professional. So my first question is, what kind of difficulties that you have encountered during your 7 years of working experience?
Okay. So as a worker, in any place there is also a problem communicating. Sometimes you say something but the other people interpret differently. So in communication, that is a problem, because my background is Germany and then the other maybe Malaysian, so our language quite different sometimes, meaning in terms of formality lah. Okay, so that is one of the challenge, meaning as a communication. And then we also have I also face some communication meaning the bureaucracy in working, because everything has their own SOP and meaning their own step. We cannot just email someone, right? Because in Germany, we just the level of lecturer and the technician is the same, because the lecturer know how to do it, but in Malaysia sometimes it's different because we have seniority. So that is a problem that I face when as a worker here.
Okay. So, as we know, there is no work without pressure, of course.
Yes.
So, how do you handle pressure at work?
Handle pressure. Currently, I also in pressure because as a lecturer, I have my teaching notes, and then I have also my further education, because we cannot stay as a degree or master at that time. We just need to go for PhD or postgraduate after that. And then we also have admin work, so they have 3 this work, and then of course we have others side work. So in terms of loading or working, is very stressful. So how to handle that? Basically, first, I have family, so I try to best focus on the family first, and then after that go for the working.
Okay.
So if I stress, I just go out, go for a holiday, eat chocolate ice cream in Family Mart. Anything that can make the fun things stay.
Yeah, that's a good thing actually. So, as you say before, okay, you have families.
Yeah.
So, do you agree that professional life and personal life should be separated? And what was your experience about?
Yes. Basically, it's supposed to be like that. Professionals, meaning working, is supposed to be between 8 to 5, and then the night or the weekend, you should be with the family lah. But sometimes it doesn't work like that. In the real world, it doesn't work like that. Sometimes you need to work on the weekend. So when that happens, I think you need to have a good time management or communication with your spouse or your son or daughter lah. In this case, sometimes because yesterday I go for internship visit to Johor, so of course my family is not there. So tomorrow maybe I can go out with them, focusing on their needs, and then after that maybe working. So you need to have a sort of time management with the relationship with the family and the working.
Okay, so at job, when you're doing a job, okay, there will be many challenging tasks for you. So what is the most challenging task so far you have experienced?
The most challenging task is teaching something that you have not learned before, which is sometimes even though you have some knowledge about that, because the requirement for teaching is different, meaning you just not only give the knowledge but also you need to make the student comprehend the knowledge. Comprehending is quite different lah, because student just only absorb it. Because when I teaching, it's too different lah, teaching and make them understand. So when that happen, I need to find my own institute to learn, okay, which is the institute is very helpful when providing all the financial requirement. So but meaning, even though I am a lecturer, I still need to learn new things. So it's quite challenging if you are not familiar with that topics.
Yeah, it's quite challenging.
But it's quite fun to learn new things, right?
Yeah, it's very fun. Okay. What is the most important value that you learn from your career?
My value, maybe empathy. Sometimes you need to put yourself in other people's shoes. For instance, for me, that is quite tough, because sometimes I have many other working, but some people maybe cannot comprehend that task. Meaning I can work for 20 hours, but some people can only work for 15 hours. So I need to understand why they cannot work 20 hours. Maybe they have some injuries, or they have some families or some other issue. So I try to put myself in their place and just not angry about that lah. Try my best to understand other, even though they do not understand me. So as long, because when I understand other, then I can expect what to expect. So it make my life easier.
It's true. Yeah, it's true actually. So, okay, as a lecturer, how do you keep your student encouraged to attend the class? I mean, during mostly like we have online classes nowadays. So how you encourage students?
So the online class is very tough. Even that is the issue nowadays in any lecturer in mind. So what I did is just to make that, because this is why the relationship between lecturers and student come. You need to make them have some relationship with the lecturer. So in myself, that's why I prefer hands-on or face-to-face, because all my subject most of it is face-to-face. I try my best to virtual class for programming for engineers, but if I cannot see them, then there will be some misconception, because what you see sometimes does not reflect what you are feeling at that time. Sometimes you just saying, but some people interpret as angry. Are you angry at me? I try my best to make a good relationship with the students, because when we are close with the students, the lecturer are close with the students, as a private institute, then they will comfortable talking to us. Main point is that the relationship, because this is not for between lecturer and student. Also, this is also apply for other things.
Yeah, actually, it's true actually.
Especially the social media.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so as last question from me. Okay, in your opinion, which aspect is better choice? Working for salary or passion?
Salary or passion? Okay. When I just graduate, salary is important, because that is where you get the money.
Yeah.
After working for 3 years, then the passion need to be there, because the salary will not go up. Maybe it's stagnant or it's raised up, but it's not that high compared to when you are working. So after that, when that happens, you need to have passion, meaning you like your job. If you don't like your job, then you need to see other places or go for other places. So the salary comes first when you are single and you have no priority, salary, and then you have passion. After that, when you have commitment and whatnot, of course the salary and the passion must come together. If you have passion but your salary is very low, then you will be demotivated. Or your salary is high but you have no passion. So this is why I can see that the work-life balance must be important.
Okay, so thank you for this session.
Hi, I'm Naili. We have reached to the final part of the interview, which is the reflection part. We know that being an lecturer is such an honorable job. So, is there anyone specific who has influenced you to be in this field of work?
I think I can say that it is my mom. My mom is a teacher at a secondary school.
Okay.
So, because my mom like to teach, and also I can see that because it is my blood, I think. And of course, I like to teach also, because due to my understanding with the knowledge, and then people come to see me, and then I can see that when I teach, I can understand more about what I'm talking about. So that is where the interest come from.
Okay, that's very near to you as your mom.
Yes.
Okay, now we are in the millennials era, so hence in your opinion, does the youth work ethic has changed in the workplace?
I think the ethics quite different from the time that I studied, because for instance, they try to erase their problem. For instance, I can see, for example, when doing mathematics, my student always use pencil.
Yeah.
Why?
I use pencil.
Because it is easier
You're
to
not
erase, right?
confident.
Because you are not confident. Because now my time I use pen because if you make mistake, then that is a very serious problem. So you try to avoid that mistake by using pen. And it is okay to make mistake. You can just use another piece of paper. So that is one example, meaning you are trying to not make any mistake. So try to make mistake.
I see. I'll try to improve that. Okay, so the next question is from the earlier part. We have been talking about skills and values and all. So, do you have any advice for young people on what they should do to excel?
I think so, because I also involved in industrial training. So some of the communication between the students and the company is quite poor. This is not apply for UNITEN student, but also apply in lots of places because I also friend with any in human resource with other company. You can see that when they apply the job, the millennial, sometimes they forget to put the subject, or they use email that is not saying their names, meaning they have their numbers. So meaning the communication, the new student communication is very poor, which is need to be improved a lot by the any institute. Please make sure that you write your email properly.
Okay. We'll make sure that we take note of that. Now I would like to ask a golden question. If you're not a lecturer now, what other ambition would you pursue?
If I'm not lecturer, I will be an engineer because I get offered from some of the company, but like I said, because of the salary and the work-life balance is not suitable for me. So because I like engineering very much, I like to work with projects, something like that. If the salary is high and the right project, then I can go to the engineering part.
Yeah, I see. And now as we are reaching to the final part, so can you give us advice if we wanted to explore the education field?
If you want to explore the education field, first you need to explore the industrial field first. Because I'm from Germany, so there we have industrial attachment. So there is no problem for me to work when I coming back as a lecturer. But for new student, it is important to have some industrial attachment. And then because there you can see that there are things that you need to learn before you can teach. Then of course, if you are teaching, you need to have patience. You need to have patience and empathy that you are teaching the next generation to be better than you.
Sure. So lastly, can you give us all some advice?
So first, enjoy your moment as a students. Enjoy your education, enjoy your time, because here is the time where you can explore without any constraint or any other commitment. After that, try to go, if you are not married yet, then explore any industry that you can. Because when you are married and have commitment, then the time and the commitment is very high, so you need to focus on one thing. So try to explore other option first, and then just find the one that suit you. Okay, everybody have their own patience.
Really appreciate your advice. Okay, so that's the end of the interview for today. Thank you, Mr. Rafiq, for your time. Okay. And we certainly will practice the tips and tricks that you have shared to us today. Thank you.
Welcome.